Hello viewers, welcome to my channel, which is Joya's Kitchen. I hope you are all doing very healthy. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite dessert or sweet dish, which is besan ki laddu or besan laddu or gram flour laddu. Laddu means when you make some kind of sweet which is actually round shape like a ball. That's we call laddu, and this is actually made by gram flour, which I think everyone know about gram flour now. This is a chickpea flour, and trust me, this is one of the amazing dessert dish I'm gonna show you. I know this dessert is a little bit tough to make like other normal laddus, but I'm gonna show you the easiest way how I do it, and I hope you're gonna make it and you're gonna enjoy
my gram
it. So
flour
stay with
laddu.
me and
I
enjoy
do
the
here
whole process
1.5 cup
of gram flour. It's just little bit, I think 1.25 cup, not half cup of gram flour. This is just regular gram flour. You can find very easily in any Indian or any kind of super shop nowadays. So I need at least 2 cup of finely ground sugar or icing sugar. So I'm gonna make it because I have my grinder here, coffee grinder. So I added like normal caster sugar here, and I'm just gonna grind it for a few seconds, and it's gonna be like powder sugar. But you can very easily buy from super shop like ready-made powder sugar, because and make sure you have to use powder sugar. You can't use caster sugar. You can't use like whole grain sugar. You have to make it powder before you make this laddu. So yeah, just I'm gonna make my sugar powder now. So you can see I already made my powder sugar, which is here around 3 cup of sugar. I know I don't need that much, but it's a little bit difficult to like measure everything. So anyway, this is like around 3 cup of sugar here, which is already powdered. So I already added in my non-stick pan around like half of the butter. So that means it's gonna be around 1.5 cup of butter, because still it's still it's not melted properly. That's why it looks like that. But when it's gonna be melted, it's gonna be around like 1.5 cup of butter. And usually in this kind of laddu, we use our traditional ghee, which is clarified butter. But I don't have at this moment because of the lockdown. So that's why I'm using just regular English butter, and that's gonna work exactly the same way. And yeah, so I'm just gonna wait till my butter melt, and then I'm coming back. So after around 2 minutes, my butter is already melted, you can see. And yes, for this kind of laddu, you have to add quite a lot of butter if you don't have heart attack, because trust me, butter is good for your body. And once in a while, if you make this kind of lavish dessert, it's fine. And when the butter is melted, I'm just gonna add here my gram flour, because I have to roast this gram flour in this butter at least 20 to 30 minutes. Yes, it is a long process. It is quite, you have to be patient. As long as I say, this laddu is quite tough to make, but trust me, as long as you're gonna make it, you feel happy, because this is so yummy and so tasty. And yes, and you make sure that you toast or roast your gram flour properly. Otherwise, gram flour have a very weird kind of raw smell, and if this raw smell stay in the laddu, it's not gonna taste good. It's gonna taste horrible. So that's why you have to be patient, and you have to make sure that you roast your gram flour with the butter quite a long time, and the heat need to be moderate. You can't roast it in a very high heat, otherwise you're gonna end up burning and crumbling, and we don't want crumble. We have to make it very smooth, just like very thick kind of smooth consistency. So in a moderate heat, I am gonna stir it as long as it's not really smooth and thick kind of paste. So I'm coming back after that. So after around 12 minutes of roasting, you can see already my gram flour is quite soft, and you can see it's not still really thin or liquid. Still you can see the consistency is on, but at the same time you can see the smoothness, and the color actually changed. It's quite dark yellow now, and that means it's roasting. And in that case, you can actually put it in your mouth and you can taste it. If you still feel the rawness is still there, so you have to roast it a bit longer. I know this is a quite tough process, but trust me, it's not very tough. When you have time, you have like, this is kind of like meditation. It's really meditating and good. So I'm gonna roast it for another 10-12 minutes. So another 12 minutes of roasting, you can see it releases quite a lot of water actually. It's nearly like kind of like a very thick kind of consistency, and it's changed its color more, because now you can see it's really dark. And I'm gonna actually fry it at least 6-7 minutes more. After that, I think it's gonna be ready for my laddu. So altogether it took nearly like 30 minutes, as I said, like half an hour. It's gonna take half an hour to roast around like 1.5 or 1.25 cup of gram flour. So I'm gonna fry it for another 6 to 7 minutes. So now my gram flour is ready, it's quite roasted and everything is done, and now I'm gonna put it in the corner in a plate and I'm gonna let it cool a little bit. You don't have to make it really cold, just the make it that cold that you can touch it properly, because if you make it really cold, it's gonna be, you can't bind it, it's not gonna take the shape of the laddu. So as long as it's gonna be in room temperature, this is actually the process, this is the trick, like you have to make it in room temperature. So keep it in a corner and just let it cool, and when it's room temperature, then I'm coming back to show you how I'm gonna make the laddu. So after another 10-15 minutes, I'm coming back because I put it near my fan, so it actually became room temperature quite quick. But you can just keep it somewhere and it's gonna take maybe half an hour. And now it's quite ready. You can see the thickness, because after I roasted it, it was really thin, and now when it's in room temperature, it became thick. And you can see the color as well, it's really dark. At the same time, I'm adding here around 1 teaspoon of cardamom pods. You can go for cardamom powder, I don't have, that's why I'm using just cardamom pods, and I crushed it a little bit. That's gonna give really good flavor in my thing, in my laddu. And now I'm just gonna add this powder sugar, because you have to make your mixture room temperature, because if your mixture is hot and if you add this powder sugar, your sugar gonna melt and you can't give it a shape. It's gonna be really loose, it's gonna be really watery, and that's why you have to make sure that your this mixture, gram flour mixture, need to be in room temperature. And at the same time, you can't make it too cold, in that case you can't bind it. So this is kind of like the tricky part. But if you make it like one time and if you feel like no, it's not working, second time you're gonna understand anyway. So I'm just trying to add my sugar here, and this sugar gonna give really nice kind of sweetness, nice kind of binding. It's gonna make it make more amount. So everything is the sugar here, and that's why we need powder sugar, as I said. So now I'm just gonna mix it properly. I'm gonna keep mixing it at least 5-6 minutes till it actually mix together everything. So after around 2 minutes of mixing, you can see it's quite mixed properly. And now I'm adding here around 1.5 teaspoon or 1 cork of rose water. You can go for saffron as well, but I prefer rose water more than saffron in besan ka laddu, because in that case, even if you feel like your besan have or gram flour have little bit of raw smell, this rose water gonna cover up, so it's gonna give really amazing laddu taste. So now I'm gonna mix it for another 1 minute. So I just wanted to show you how I'm making these laddus. So I just take like one portion of the mixture in my hand, and then I'm just pressing it like that. And when your hand is warm, this warm hand gonna melt some of the sugar, that gonna release some of the butter from the mixture, and that gonna help to bind the laddu very tight like that. And when you are pressing the laddu, just try to press it little bit harder, like not like very soft. If you like press it very soft, it's not gonna bind, or not very hard either, otherwise it's gonna be like break again. So that's why in between you have to like press it little harder. In that case, the warmness of your hand gonna melt the butter, melt the sugar, and that gonna bind, actually keep the shape of the laddu. So this is the texture, this is the process. I know lots of people have problem making besan ka laddu because they said, oh, it smells raw, or I can't bind it, I can't give it like a round shape, it break. I know this is a tricky part, but I am successful in it, and I'm showing you the way I do it. If you follow my rules, you definitely gonna be one of those like you can succeed in this. So you can see in this hand I'm just pressing little bit, giving it like the half shape, and then in my other hand I'm transferring it, and then I'm gonna press it again and again, and I'm gonna make it like a smooth thing. So here you go guys, my besan ki laddu or gram flour laddu, or my gram flour sweet dessert ball, whatever you call it, is ready for you. And as you noticed how it was not very difficult, I show you the tricks and the easiest way how you can do it. And I served it actually a cup of tea or coffee, because it goes really good with a cup of tea or coffee. And this is one of the best dessert, I'm telling you. And if you are even a vegetarian, this is so perfect for you, because this is one of the best dish. And I know I showed you the easiest way, as I said. So I hope you're gonna make it and enjoy it with your whole family, and just let me know how much you enjoy it. So yeah, take care. Bye bye.